Okay, let's talk about quantum jumping and how I lost 53 pounds within 6 months. So I don't want this video to be kind of like either, I don't know, body shaming or going the wrong way. Not at all. This is strictly just my experience that I really want to share because it goes deeper than just I lost weight and so much and really in a short kind of time. It's not about that, it's more deeper and I'm gonna get to it. But I just want to tap in when I'm gonna talk about the weight. I don't want to for anybody to be triggering or feel like they need to be skinny. Not at all. This is me, what I like and how I feel good. Okay, so this whole thing started on my Instagram a couple weeks ago where I posted a picture on my story, and when I tell you, probably on the end around like 150 people messaged me about, oh my god, you lost so much weight, what did you do, what did you eat, and what was the things that you lost so much weight. And I knew that I lost a lot of weight, but I didn't notice how much it is from how I looked before till people start pointing it out to me. And of course, it's probably, I would do that too if I would say this. I would ask the same question, like, what the hell did you do? And I did this the most natural and easy way I can think of. And believe me, I hate any kind of like, okay, going to the gym, having a strict diet, and this is my thing, and going crazy from it. Like, I tried it many times and I've been very unsuccessful. Like, I would not be able to stick to it, and on top of it, I felt I never even lost weight. Like, I would lose like 10 pounds the most in a month, and that would fluctuate, it would go up and down. So I never been successful. And when I got on this journey to really kind of transform my whole self, not just about losing weight, but I really decided to do this to transform my whole life, from the spiritual perspective, mental perspective, emotional, all kind of aspects of me. I really wanted to change. I wanted a big change and transform. When I tell you, I think like if I would just tell you what I did, you would be like, okay, what? So I really need to kind of get even to the background and to the unnecessary things that you kind of have to go through or are, along the process of the technique I use, the quantum jumping that I use to lose weight. Some of you might have heard about quantum jumping. I mean, it's pretty much quantum physics. It's not really different. It's kind of understanding energy and how everything works and how you can quantum jump to one reality to another one. It's shifting realities. Basically, it's a quantum transition when you go from one quantum state to another, and when the system absorbs energy, you go to a higher level, and if it loses energy, you go to a lower level. And you really influence it on your own, in your own mind, with your own energy. Everything is energy. We're made of energy. And when you really start realizing that and taking that into consideration into your daily life, that you are energy and how much you can do with that, just with that information, because everything is made out of energy. All the things you're attracting or praying about or manifesting and they're coming to you, that's based on energy. You were vibrating on the energy that matched what you want in life. And sometimes when you're asking for something, your life first might actually look like it's getting worse and it going to the shits. But it's just because life, the source, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is just really forcing you to let go of all of those things that doesn't serve you, that doesn't serve the higher potential of you, that doesn't serve the reality where you're supposed to be, leveling up. So all these low vibrational things, or just people, situation, things, literally life will push you to the stage where you have to decide if you're going to let that go or hold on to it, especially things that haven't been working and you were kind of always like, I'll suck it up, whatever. Those are actually going to get worse, to really push you and force you to resolve it. And so that's why people sometimes freak out when they ask for something and then their life actually looks the complete opposite. It's just because you really need to clean the space for the new things to come. If you have a full house of things and you never clean it, how you can buy new things and better things and prettier things into your house when there's no space for it? So you always have to clean not only your environment, but also your mind and your life through in order to attract better and bigger things. And the bigger things they are, the more you will need to work on your current life to really clean it out and just make sure that everything that it's low vibrational it's gone, because that's just not how it's gonna work. So when it comes to me, ever since I can remember when I was a kid, and it's so funny because I was thinking about it just the other day, how life really comes full circle. I remember as a kid in the first grade, I always believed in magic. And I don't mean like magic when kids, imagine dragons and, Harry Potter, stuff like that. I don't mean that. I always just believed that there is some kind of force or source that looking above us, looking, after us, and that there is just some kind of thing that I can literally attract anything in my life. And I couldn't explain it because I was a kid. Right now I know it's manifesting and I have terms for it, but that time it was just the kind of the imagination of a kid. But it helped me attract so much stuff into my life from early age that I didn't even realize that time. Now just looking back, I'm like, wow, like I remember all those things, thinking about it, dreaming about it as a kid, and they really just came how they're supposed to in my life. And that was only because I never have a doubt of my fate to the source. I never have a doubt about not attracting anything I'm thinking about. I always knew anything I can imagine in my head or just think about, it's possible. I can get it. And I didn't care what is it, if that would be the craziest thing in the world, or if that would be just, I'm gonna find $20 on the ground. I always knew that's gonna happen. And I think that part, that strong faith and the mindset without the doubt when you're manifesting, when you're quantum jumping, when you're praying, when you're trying to attract things to you, is so important. And without that, you cannot, attract more or another things. You really just need to make sure you perfect and discipline your mind to believe that everything is possible. And I know people say that very often, but it's easier said than done. You really need to feel it throughout your whole body, because emotion and feelings are so important when you're manifesting and trying to level up in your life. They're so important. You always need to feel it first, like in your whole body, like it is already yours, because you giving with this, you're giving the universe or the God a signal, like I am ready, I'm picturing myself, like that's where I want to be. So then of course you shall receive, right? But that's what's important. Any little bit, like the smallest tiniest piece of doubt, can slow down the whole process of you going to your desired reality, desired life. So you really need to make sure your mind is so disciplined. And I've been on this, kind of spiritual journey for last 10 years because of my dad. My dad started getting onto all those things 10 years ago, and I was 15 years old. And I am just so grateful because I have so many information and knowledge about all those things. And for me, knowing it that young, all this information, it was just for me to actually put it in a practical way and put it in my life and really apply it and act on it, not just know it, because that's two different things. A lot of people know all the information, they know all the affirmation and mantras and stuff like that, but one thing is knowing it, and other thing is actually doing it. And that doing part takes definitely more practice and more patience, but when you do that, your whole life will transform. And I cannot even stress that enough, how my life really changed. And I don't mean just like on the outside around me as reality, but me, how I view. Sometimes, we picture that the whole life and people and places around will change, but usually it's actually you that change your perspective on the world, so you see the world differently. It's never about the external world changing when you try to manifest or quantum jump to different reality, but it's really you changing your mindset and perspective on looking at things. For instance, when something bad happens to you, and normally people would be angry and mad and frustrated, I learned to pause when I'm trying to get the emotional reaction. When I'm going to be angry, for instance, I'm trying to pause and be like, breathe, because this is just another warning or protection from God or universe to protect you from something, and just makes you really think. Usually bad things happen to us just for a lesson. Universe or God doesn't want anything else from you, just to go through lessons and learn new things. So if a bad situation happened, it's really not that bad. It's usually a blessing in disguise. So if you let your emotions and you angry, that will overcome everything rational, everything in your mind. You're not gonna be able to think clearly at all. You're just gonna be full of emotions. Listen, I've been there many times. I used to be very impulsive, and you let it out, but then when it comes down, you're like, shit, I should not have said that, do that, blah blah blah. So it's always important to pause in a situation and just think, okay, why this is happening, because everything happening for a reason. Why did this happen? What is the positive I can see? And if you cannot see the positive now, just remember the positive will show along the way. There's always positive. Even in the worst scenario that can happen, it is. Because sometimes we get ourselves in a bad situation by our own mind. Like our thoughts bring us sometimes to very bad situation just of how we've been thinking, how we think about life, how we think about certain situation, and just the mindset that we have set in our head can cause us a lot of bad things happening to us in our life. So I always try to just pause, look back, sit back and look at the situation and just observe, like, why does this happen to me? What is there I have to learn? What did I overlook? I just try to always pay attention, because God will always send you signs, clues, and it kind of, to me, is now as a kind of game that I love to literally play with the source, where when I think something gonna go this way and it doesn't, of course, yeah, there's a little part of me like I'm freaking out, why it doesn't go that way, but I can really push it to the perspective of like, why does this happen? It has a meaning, so let me just find it out so I can learn and move on. And it's gonna cut you so many other headaches or, you know, hardships when you really learn that first time. On the other hand, God or the universe will never put a load of shit on you, on your shoulders at once. It won't. It literally always gives you a little signal. So when you're going on the wrong path, it will throw little rocks under your feet like, hey, you're going the wrong way, we need to change the direction. And if you listen and you pick up the first rock, you're like, I'm wondering what that means. And then, you know, when you're trying to resolve the first rock, it will actually redirect you to the right path when you're gonna listen to all the signs. If you keep going and you're not gonna start picking up the rocks and actually wondering about them, what they mean, then they will hit you with a big ass rock or a mountain in front of you and be like, you're done. You're done. So that's really how universe and God works. They never go against you. That's sometimes that people think that when things doesn't go right or in their way, that they think like, oh, God turned his back on me. It's not true. It's literally always just trying to protect you and guide you. They always want the best for you. Life goes for you, not against you. That's not how it works. And when you stop seeing it that way, that's what I'm talking about, changing the perspective on the world. You see how life is just so really beautiful. Yeah, you might have some things that you might be a little stressed about or deal with or whatever, but if you change your perspective to them, your life just gonna be so much lighter. You know, you're not gonna be stressing out and just, you're gonna have this freeing moment of just peace no matter what happens. I am detached emotionally from those situations. Whatever happens, whatever life will try to put me in, I am good. I will always figure out. And when you put that trust and the faith in the source, you can never lose. It's a win-win. No matter what's happening to you, you always be good. You need to always be very, 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 very cautious about your mindset. Because I learned throughout the 10, 11 years that it can definitely bring you stuff that you never asked for. And you're like, how the hell I am in this situation? How did this happen? And also it can bring you stuff that you're like, wow, I never even dreamed of this. And it's really just based strictly on your mind. Your mind is so powerful. It's so powerful, and I think people don't even realize it. What a kind of powerful tool you have in your own hands, in your own body. And when you start learning more how your everyday thoughts affect your life and reflect in your reality that you're living currently in, that will help you so much to make your life better and, you know, clean out and let go of all the stuff that really truly doesn't serve you. And the beautiful thing about life and this kind of spiritual journey is that you always have your guides, angels around you, helping you, guiding you, trying to point you in a direction. All you need to be is just open. You need to be open to receiving information, blessings, lessons. If you open, you will see how everything start making sense, even in a situation when there's just nothing making sense, but then, you know, you're like, oh, hold on, it does. Because sometimes in a 3D world, which is the world we all live in, some things, you know, may seem completely different than they truly are in the 5D world, where universe always working on something for you, and we just think like because we don't see it or it's not here that it's never going to happen, and that's where we start doubting it. Meanwhile, you know, God is there preparing everything for you perfect how you ask for. But if you give up and you put the doubt there, it might again push it more further from you or it might just stop the whole process and you get stuck again in a cycle of thinking everything always goes bad for me and why this is always happening to me. So I'm not trying to say that, you know, it's easy, that tomorrow you're gonna wake up and your whole mindset gonna be changed. Absolutely not. It literally took me good 5 years, like strong 5 years, to be in tap with my emotions, with my thoughts, with my mindset, be disciplined in it, and not have any kind of thought slide through, because that ultimately destroys your life. And another big thing with mindset, that I think those two things you cannot quantum jump or manifest, in my eyes, because it never really worked for me that way till I truly mastered those both factors, and that's fate. Another thing is fate. Sometimes people, because they don't see it physically, or they never seen it, they never experienced it, they don't believe in it, they don't have faith in things, right? But faith, it literally requires from you to believe in the unknowable, the things that you never seen, in the mystery of life. That's the purpose of life. That's where your faith needs to be. Even if you don't see it or haven't seen it yet, you still believe that it's there for you and waiting for you, and you're gonna get it. That's the faith that I'm talking about. The faith that it's so undeniably there that, you know, we never seen God, but you know that some source of light is there for you, you know, that guides you in your life. You cannot tell me that it never ever happened to you in your life, some situation or something that you were like, that was a miracle, or that was a blessing, or that was, you know what I mean? Like the things that you cannot explain really in words. I bet it happened to everybody, and those things happening all the time, and they're here for you to make your life better and easier, and, you know, to enjoy, because life should be very enjoyable. You're not here just to work 9 to 5, pay bills and die. Absolutely not. Although they've been putting it on us like that, and it looks like that, and it pushing us to just work and, you know, be stressed all the time. Unfortunately, that's the world we currently live in, but hopefully we can change it soon. But we miss the creative, the enjoyment, the flow, the passion. Like, I haven't seen people just having passions anymore, or hobbies, because they're so busy with their daily lives and paying bills and taking care of other things, that they really forget about the part that when you tap into that part of your life, into the feminine side, into the feminine energy, where you create and you know, in tune, and with your emotion you align, you open, that helps you so much in your whole life. You know, like, I'm getting into so many topics. First of all, I have ADHD, and I will tap into many subjects, so I hope this video won't be confusing. But I just had a lot of things in my mind. It's very deep, it's very complex, it's not really just black and white, cut and dry. So I'm sorry if it gets confusing, but masculine and feminine energy is another big aspect to understand for you in your life. Masculine energy is very rational, practical, goal-getter, you know, very grounded, and feminine is the opposite. It's very creative and kind of chaos, and she flows, and she's open, and she's gentle, and she's emotional. And when you have those two in balance, because balance is very, very needed for everything we do in life. Too much good is not good, too much bad is not bad. Everything needs to be perfectly balanced, yin yang. So when you bring those two energies in your own body into balance, you'll see how your life is in harmony, and it flows, and you're just so free and full of peace and joy. So again, about those things, you have to be very cautious, and you have to learn about them. It's not like, you know, you're just gonna sit and be like, okay, I'm balancing my masculine and feminine energy. There's so many informations about all those topics that I'm talking about. I'm being very surface, because I'm trying to get to my quantum jump experience, and I know I've been talking for 20 minutes right now, but all those things are very important, because I'm just trying to put the point there that your mind, your mindset, how you talk to yourself, how you view life, how you see things when they happen to you, is so important for this experience that I did, if you want to practice it. So quantum jumping. Quantum jumping is shifting realities from one to another, from one quantum state to another one. It's a quantum transition of atoms, molecules, and when the system absorbs energy, you're leveling up. When the system loses energy, you go low. So I quantum jump. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. I always quantum jump in a meditation. It's a guided meditation that I found on YouTube. I will post all the links to it in the description, so you guys can try them for yourself. And again, it's basically like kind of any other way you would be manifesting or attracting, but this is more kind of you really truly working with the feelings and the energy around you, because in the meditation you literally will feel going through your whole body where you're going to be quantum jumping. It's very powerful, at least it was to me, because I'm very open to those things and I can tap in, you know, in energies and feel them and stuff like that. Now, of course, I couldn't do it, you know, 5 years ago, but I'm gonna take you back to the very first time I jumped and kind of give you a little background about my experience so it makes sense. So in April 2022, it was beginning of April, I had a music video to shoot on the end of April. That time I was 158 pounds, which is like 71 kilos. Is the heaviest I ever been. You know, I've been a professional dancer for 14 years, ever since I was 4 years old. So for me, you know, I always had a very good body, I was always in shape, and then when I stopped, it kind of starting, you know, I started gaining weight, but it was always fluctuating, going up and down, and in April 2022, that was really the highest I've been. But again, everything is individual. What I like, you don't have to like, and I don't want anybody to listening to this to think that you literally have to lose 53 pounds like I did, because it's not about that. And when I was quantum jumping, I didn't quantum jump with the thought of in my head, oh, I will lose 53 pounds. Not at all. I'll go back to that, what I actually put in the universe, but it wasn't this. So for me, it really wasn't about the weight. It just so happened that it was a lot of weight in kind of a short period of time. But I was just like, okay, I have to put into some work, you know, like I cannot look like this in my music video, I want to look the best. So if you know me, my very close friends who know me know that I hate gym. I freaking hate going to the gym. I have the worst relationship with gym. I don't know why. I love exercising, don't take me wrong. I've been dancing, as I said. I love doing sports, walks, running on the beach, I don't care, but just something about the gym is just not me. So I definitely wasn't going to the gym and busting my ass off and sweating and stuff. I wasn't. So we can put that out of the equation. Another thing people thought that I was doing is some strict diet. Absolutely not. Again, if you know me, I cannot stick to a strict diet. I really need to have love and passion and find a natural way, the lifestyle, even with food that I'm gonna be living, eating, because I cannot be forcing or just taking something from me. That's just not how I work. I don't know why, but that's just not the way. And I cannot go on a strict diet because I want to change my whole life. I want to change the whole lifestyle. I don't want to just do a strict diet for, you know, a couple weeks and then go back to eating. I really wanted to change my whole lifestyle kind of forever, you know? So that's another thing out of the equation. Absolutely no strict diet. Another thing, probably people thought it's either surgery or some magical pills. Absolutely not. I am not a fan of it. I'm not gonna lie, fun fact, a year ago when I was kinda lazy to lose weight, surely I thought about BBL. I'm not even gonna lie about it, I surely did, but thank God my best friend said, no, you're not doing it, you're too young, like you can, you know, we can find another way. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do it, and now I'm very happy I haven't. So back to the April 1st, I'm thinking how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna lose all this weight, and catch you not, I'm on TikTok and I see this video of a girl talking about quantum jumping, and I got very interested. You know, I actually trying to listen to my soul, what my soul resonates with. So if I'm on some video and my soul resonated and actually have me stuck on the video, I'll listen to it. If I wouldn't resonate to it, I skip. So it's a kind of another way how, you know, God put it all in full circle for me with this. So I got very interested and I started, you know, researching about it, and it's a guided meditation, as I said before. So I was just like, you know what? Let me give it a try. I'm very good with manifesting things, so why wouldn't I be able to actually change my whole reality? Why wouldn't I be able to literally quantum jump to my dream body, to my, you know, dream place where I want to live, to my just dream life all out through, right? So, and because I didn't have the doubt there from the start, I had no doubt, I believed it, I just wanted to try it, just a different technique. I think that would really help me to put it in work and actually in place and start working for me, because again, as I said on the beginning, doubts will kill all your manifesting. So I did that, and it was 26 minutes guided meditation on YouTube, and after I did it, I definitely start feeling a lot different in a way. I remember my body in a meditation vibrating, and just me picturing and visualizing, you know, the reality, and just, you know, how I want to look. And as I said before, I didn't quantum jump with the first initial thought, like, I'm gonna lose 53 pounds. I was quantum jumping with, I asked my higher self, I want to be the best version of me I can be. So whatever that is, whatever, you know, God pictured for me to be the best version of me in this lifetime, that's where I want to be headed. That's where I want to be going. So I quantum jump into that. So when I was, you know, visualizing it, I just kind of visualized my higher self. It was just really light. I didn't visualize any particular, you know, physical appearance. I was just quantum jumping to the best version of me. I remember I really wanted to, you know, eat clean. I wanted to become vegan. I wanted to kind of naturally something in my body to change for me to, you know, I was really stuck on cheese and eggs. So I cut all that out. I wanted to cut all that. And again, I didn't want to do it the way like, you know, oh, I cannot get milk and I would love to get milk, and, you know, like the thoughts going back and forth, should I get it, should I not, and I shouldn't. So I really just wanted to be like, nope, this is not what I like anymore. So that's where I was quantum jumping in April, in the beginning of April. Then the next day when I woke up, I can explain it. It was like literally the whole reality shifted. Something I cannot explain it till this day, and every time I quantum jump I cannot explain it afterwards. And the more I quantum jump and do those meditation, the more it's amplified in me and I feel everything so much bigger. And the next day I woke up, it was just incredible feeling of just like something has changed in my body internally, like my cells just changed, something in me just transformed on a different level in a good way. So when I felt that the next morning, I was just like, oh my God, like it's working big time. Like I already feel it. And again, you know, sometimes I believe you need to brainwash yourself with naivety. You know, being naive always is not bad, especially when you're manifesting. You need to brainwash yourself to believe it. And every little thing that you normally would be like, oh, that's, you know, that's not working just because of this. Take every little thing that you're gonna feel is different, that it's working. That also what helps. Again, it's about here, you creating it. Nothing outside is creating it. You are here doing it, all of that. So then, you know, usually you should leave 3 weeks after your quantum jump. You should leave 3 weeks to kind of see a change, to kind of, you know, let the universe work for you and everything, to kind of put in a process and kind of, you know, everything settle in your body, adjust to the new reality. And after 2 weeks, somebody in my building where I live told me, oh my God, you lost a lot of weight already. It wasn't a lot that time, but, you know, it was probably very noticeable. And I'm like, really? And till that day, I didn't really was thinking about it. I kind of like, you know, forget about a quantum jump because I had a lot of other things to worry about, like the music video and such. So I forget about it. But when this person reminded me, I remember going back to the room and looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh my God, I did it. So I tried these pants. I could still, you know, zip, but they were tight on me, and I put them on, and I'm like, I really did. And I just start, now my whole brain was in spiral. I'm like, oh my God, did this whole 2 weeks been things changing? I didn't even pay attention, because I noticed in those 2 weeks, I stopped eating eggs, I stopped really eating cheese, I stopped eating milk, all the dairy, and I was really kind of going to the things I want to be vegan, and everything I kind of like, you know, put in my mind, start putting into the reality and in front of my eyes. And automatically, I remember start eating less, and just really I can explain, it's like my whole organs and everything in my body just transform and adjust to perfectly how they need to be. I start eating more fruit and veggies and more healthy stuff on my own that I really would not eat before. I start drinking hell of water. I cut off all the sodas. I remember drinking Coke, because I think like Coke was like the last thing that I enjoy is like, you know, soda. And I drink it one day and I'm like, oh my God, it tastes so bad. And everything, I kid you not, everything start tasting so freaking bad to me. I'm just like, ugh, like it's not good. So I cut off all sodas and just got stuck on water. That's another thing. Water is so important. Not just for this quantum jumping, but you have no idea how just like, you know, you need to drink water so you know, you're not dehydrated. No, you need to drink hella water, because water is so important. And all aspects in your body, literally everything, you need freaking water. We made of water, drink water. So I really cut off everything, all sugar, and cut off in a way I stopped liking it. Not cut off in a way like, oh, I have to because something. I genuinely stopped liking all those things, and I'm happy now that it happened actually. So after 2 weeks, all of this started popping into my head, how it's been happening. I just wasn't paying attention. And I'm like, oh my God, it's working. It's working, it's working, it's working, it's working. And then from that time, it was just like a, roller coaster going down. Everything was just start falling into place. I started losing weight within 6 months. I lost 53 pounds. I literally, people started telling me I look just different. Like I just shine all of a sudden. And I felt that too, because I felt when I was, heavier, I also was in a bad mental state. That's why I mostly gained weight, because I wasn't here really good. And I had to clean a lot of things out of my head, my mind, my life, and around me. And that's what I'm saying that it's important to do when you're leveling up. You really need to get rid of all the things that doesn't serve you, all the things that are just supposed to not be in your life. They have to go. So when this started happening after 3 weeks, I quantum jumped one more time before my music video. And that was really just in my body. I was picturing my body, how I wanted to look, how my facial structure I wanted to look. Like, it sounds crazy, but you can literally change the way you look physically. It takes a lot of practice and zero doubts, let me tell you, but you can do that. It's possible. And I've seen it with my face. Like, I cannot explain it. It really goes deep, but everything physically on me has changed. People tell me I look nothing like I looked before when they met me, when they probably met my presence, because I always say energy introduces you first before you even speak. So I think everything really all out through changed me. Of course, the biggest and noticeable is my physical appearance, my weight, but I genuinely just feel so different in my soul, my spirit, in my mental state. And then from then, that was it. I, was just really practicing more to master my mind and really be very sharp on the things I want, be very clear of what I'm attracting, the good and the bad, and making sure that what I'm thinking will become my reality big time. So whatever you are thinking will become your reality. And it doesn't matter if it's the good or the bad, it will become. So you need to make sure you of course want the good, but you have no idea really how you influence your life by your mind. And I think it's because for some reason they never taught us, and it's really important. I've seen it in my case, I've seen it in my experience, how your mind here can influence every single thing. And for me, now having the experience of seeing transforming physically and losing 53 pounds, it's mind-blowing to me. I believed, said where I want to quantum jump, that I want to be the best version of me, that I want to have a healthy lifestyle, I want to eat clean, I want to be healthy. My body stopped, liking things that I used to like, the things that are bad for us, like, soda, sugar, fat and stuff. I stopped liking them. And that helped me to transform physically, but it started all here. Here it has to change so it can send the information to my whole body, the new reprogram, information that how my body's supposed to work and act. So this goes back to why your mindset and disciplining your mind is so important, because the whole quantum jumping is really based on your mind. Your mind is in control. And once you become the master of your mind, not the slave, then that's how you can really transform your life, as of even losing a bunch of pounds or kilos, or transforming your whole physical appearance. All that is possible, and it's out there for you. You just need to be so disciplined and practice your mind to be able to attract it, to do that. Just because it hasn't happened for you, or you haven't seen it happen to somebody else, doesn't mean that it's not there and possible. As I said many times, everything is possible to you as long as you have faith in it. Faith can move mountains. I think that motto is strong and is it true. You literally can move the mountains with your mind. That's how I believe, that's how I am convinced. And I know that with some people it might not resonate, and that's absolutely okay, because I always believe we always only hear things that we're prepared for and ready for to hear. And same with, you might not just be at that, point of your journey where quantum jumping is something that you might be interested in or believe in, and that's okay too. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just really sharing experience that worked for me and that I found just so magical and helpful, and I want to share that with others that are interested in it or already stepped into the journey of spirituality and all those things, to just have more information and maybe kind of prove that, hey, it's really possible even to, you know, manifest your best body in a way. Like, though you can do anything, not just body. It really goes for anything. You can heal your body from anything. And I know this might sound very, how to say, loose to say, I guess, but it's true. I've healed many things, from conditions to, you know, rashes, to my eczema, to all things that I had from a childhood. I truly healed, and that of course goes more into broader spectrum of, you know, that goes with your lifestyle, what you eat, what you put in your body and stuff like that. But it still goes with the same story of your mind and your mindset of your thoughts. Your thoughts are so important, and I've been saying it so many times throughout this video, but I cannot stress that enough, how important that is. And that's why I even started talking about the mindset and how we walk through life, because on the end of the day, if you don't have this kind of information and this knowledge, the quantum jumping, you know, I could really just said, hey, here's a meditation, quantum jump, picture whatever you want, but it's not gonna work without all those aspects and factors. They're so important. That's why I always say, I can give you all the information, I can give you all the insights, I can give you all the little secrets, but till you really put it in your life and apply it in a practical way, and you really do it and practice it, you will not really see any results. Because as I said, one thing is reading a book and having all this knowledge, but other thing is having knowing, and knowing comes from experience. That's something that nobody can really change your opinion on, because you physically went through that experience, you experience it. Knowledge is something that you can, you know, read about and it just resonates with you, but if somebody comes with a better information that resonates too, it can change kind of the way you view knowledge, if that makes sense. But it's so worth it, you know, working on yourself and really growing. It's the best thing, it's the best job you can do. I know it sometimes might be hard and, you know, not easy, but as I said, as long as you always have the perspective of, okay, another day, another lesson, another story, you'll see how it's really like a beautiful game, and you're going through life learning new things and discovering, you know, and exploring, and that's just so exciting. You just need to allow yourself to see those things like that and allow yourself to feel and experience like that. I think it's always easier to stay in it, you know, in the old mindset, in the old habits that we learned and, you know, we got on us throughout life. But being open-minded is a very, to me, a valuable, I don't know, skill at these times to have, because when you're open-minded, you kind of getting rid of judgment, which is another very thing to get rid of, being judgmental towards yourself, towards others, towards situations. Of course, those are our natural, I would say, human instincts, where we just like, you know, have a tendency to judge things or, you know, to look at things a certain way. But if you allow yourself and put the pride away with the ego to learn new things and change perspectives and opinions on things that for so long you had, then that will open so many more doors and opportunities for you to explore and enjoy. Like, there's so much that I think a lot of people, you know, keeping away from themselves, that can be so beneficial for them. You know, I as I said, this is just very deep. It's like a rabbit hole. Once you get in it, you cannot get out of it, but it's the best rabbit hole you're gonna fall into. And I'm always here to, you know, just kind of spread the good things, the positive, the things that people can work on themselves and make their life better. That's, I think, why maybe I went through this transformation, to share with others. And if one person will ever, you know, text me and tell me like, hey, your video and the information was good because now I attracted this, because, you know, I quantum jump and I believe and I got rid of this, like, that means the world to me. And for me, just getting this out is the best way how I can share all this knowledge and knowing I learned throughout literally the 10 years. And again, don't forget, if you trying to be the best version of yourself in a quantum jumping, like I ask for and I try to get to, be prepared to heal, to go through all the emotions, all memories, all situations, people be coming back to your life, and you really just need to filter those things that don't serve you, and or the ones that are still good for you and they can stay in your life. Because again, when you're trying to level up, you need to cut all those ties to the things that are, you know, lower than where you're trying to go, because that's just not how it works. But sometimes it might be hurtful process. Definitely there's a lot of pain and hurt that you need to go through, but again, the whole process of growth is so worth it. So I just want to tell you, even if sometimes it might look scary, don't forget that you always have guides and, you know, spirits around you guiding you, protecting you. As long as you're open, they will really make sure you go through life how you're supposed to, in the most easiest ways they can do it to you. The more you are open to see lessons and see things happening in your life only as the lessons, then that will get so much easier for you, and you can prevent so much more worse things from happening. So if you want to quantum jump, I would love for you to try it. I will, as I said, put the link in the description so you can try it. I'll put two. One is particularly jumping into your dream body or your desired body, how you want to look physically. Second one's going to be about your whole reality. And as I said, you need to get rid of all the doubts. I know it might sound crazy now, like thinking of all the things I said, and it might sound like, you know, I'm some crazy person, I'm making this up, but truly I'll show you a picture how I looked before and how I look now, and people who are around me seen it, witnessed it, and believe me, I'm not the type of person to sit on a camera and just talk about it for 40 minutes about something that I'm making up. I can't do that. I'm literally freaking out just recording this, because for some reason I always get stuck like speaking, and I'm like, okay, when my thoughts went, like my chain of thoughts is just gone and cut, like I forgot the thoughts. So I'm always freaking out, and for me making it something up, it's absolutely crazy. So I just really want to share this and show people, hey, your mind can do more things that they ever thought you or that you ever knew about. Your mind is super powerful, and when you attracting, manifesting, quantum jumping, praying about things, you need the faith, disciplined mind to believe that it's gonna happen even if you don't see any results yet. And yeah, faith, no doubt, and just having mind right on the goal. And you know, it might take you a few practices. You might not see anything really happen the first time, but I don't want anybody to get discouraged, because everybody's on their individual journeys. So sometimes, you know, we need to take more time than the others. For some people it can happen super fast. For some people it might take longer. It doesn't matter. Just believe it will happen for you, and make sure you really stay on your mindset. Really brainwash yourself with the good things. Listen to great things. Listen to things that resonates with your soul, that can expand you, that can expand your view. Educate yourself. Don't stay with, you know, low vibrational people that put you down, tear you down, and talk bad about you. If you feel in your gut that something is off about somebody, or they have a bad energy, or about place, situation, trust it. Your intuition, your gut never lies. It's the little voice that we like to put on the side and not listen to often, but no, listen to it. Your gut and intuition, they don't lie. Intuition is so connected. Intuition happens when you have the tunnel open to the source, and it can pour the information and answers for you. That's your intuition. So trust it. It never lies. Another big thing, don't let anybody to take away your positive attitude, you know, your good time, good mood. Don't let anybody try to take that, because usually miserable people, or, you know, sad people, or people in low vibrations are usually the ones that, you know, feed off those people that have the good and positive in them, and try to bring them down to their level. But don't ever let yourself bring yourself down to their level, because it's very hard coming out of there. And the higher you vibrating, the higher your emotions are, the more you are enjoying, happy and enjoying, and you flowing, the more will life offer you and give you. So really staying in a high frequency vibrations is so important. You know, of course, even me, not every day is a great day. Not every day I have a good mood. Not every day, you know, I'm all sunshines and miracles and smiling. But it's okay to let the emotions to come to you, because we came here onto this earth to experience all of kind of emotion, the whole spectrum, not just be happy and and enlightenment and joy, but what is important, not to let them stay in your body or in your mind. Like, let them come in, say okay, find out what triggers them, find out why you're feeling that way, why this situation, this person make you feel that way, and then thank them and let them go. Don't let them stay in your body, because they're not important, and they will only just cut the good things and take away the good things that you have in your mind or in your life. So if low vibrational emotions come, that's fine, let them come, process them, let them go. Don't ever let them stay. That's very important, to stay up there, and then you'll see how your life will transform, and you will really just feel a free moment, and moment of peace and light, and just the detachment of the emotions. When something goes wrong, well, it's not gonna go wrong. That's how it's supposed to be. Take everything that life happening just how it's supposed to be. Everything happens for a reason. God makes no mistakes. Universe makes no mistakes. Those beautiful magic cosmic energies, they know what they're doing. You just need to put trust and faith in them, and once you have that, you'll see how your life will beautifully play out for you, and you will have everything you ever wanted. But again, it starts with you, and you only, in your mind, in your body, what you feel, how you react to things. And some things you cannot control. Some things are very out of your control, but that's the beauty and power of letting go. And remember, God, universe, source, they never goes against you, ever. They always go for you. You just need to find the way they talking to you, because I believe they might talk to us differently individually. So you just need to be paying attention to the signs, angel numbers. Numbers are big time too. There's so much things I would talk about, and so much things that goes actually along with the topic of quantum jumping. So I decided before I was making this video that I'm gonna also make an ebook where I can actually, put my thoughts on a paper in an order. So I will make a little ebook about the quantum jumping and how you can really jump to a different reality more in depth in the ebook. I will explain more the things about the mind and the mindset, fate, energies, vibrations, because all those things are very important to it. So if you're interested, you can definitely get the ebook. I'm gonna put the link in the description as well. I would suggest you to maybe have it, not that I am no professional or doctor with a degree or scientist. I'm not, but I'm strictly telling you this from experiences, and I believe that a lot of helpful things for others comes from just somebody else's experience, and they don't even have to have a degree or ever been in college. I just think sharing this is important. I felt kind of called onto it with myself that I have to just share this, and I just hope that it will maybe help one person, because I know there's a lot of people that are so open to these things, but manifest, they think that they cannot manifest, they don't know how to get on it. And you don't start with yourself. I always say start within. Everything starts here, back to yourself. And that goes along with healing all your traumas, your inner child, your childhood traumas, your anything that happened to you in your life, traumatic or big, and you suppressed it, that will come up and you need to heal it. All those things are so important to what I'm saying, and it will go more in depth in the ebook. And I just hope that it will help somebody to get to their desired life, because I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's so worth it. This spiritual awakening journey, growth, whatever I've been through, is life-changing. My life has changed, not really around me, but inside of me, where I see things differently, and my emotions don't get the best out of me anymore, and I can be rational, and I can be very empathetic, and feel energies and figure out things and understand all those clues that God sends me around me. And when something doesn't go the way I thought it gonna go, I'm like, okay, thank you for protecting me. That's another thing, being grateful, very grateful. You need to be, even for the things that might not seem good, you need to be grateful for them, because again, all blessings in disguise, they're all lessons. So I know that this should have been more about how I lost the 53 pounds, but I think with all the things I said all over the place, I'm very sorry again. ADHD on its finest. I just hope that will help you understand what really quantum jumping is about, because I could have made a 5-minute video of here I quantum jump, I lost 53 pounds. Yeah, I meditated for 26 minutes and in 6 months I lost it. You know, there's so much more things that opened when I quantum jumped for the first time that I will and want to talk about in the ebook more than in a video. And maybe later I can actually go more in depth onto each topic. I don't even know what I have said and if I said everything, if that was enough, if that made sense, but my point is really, if you want to see a change in your life, you need to start with yourself, because everything coming within you, nothing, you know, you cannot seek all that in the outside world, you know, externally. You have to go within, and that's where all your answers are, all your wishes, all your dreams, everything you ever want to comes within with you. So I hope it made sense. I hope my quantum jumping little journey made sense. That's literally how I lost 53 pounds. I didn't move a finger. I worked smarter, but yeah, I would just say discipline your mind and have faith. That's very two strong factors in order to affect your life in a positive and good way. So as I said before, I will have ebook link in the description, so you can click on the link and purchase this ebook. It's going to be all the information, basically all the important information I gathered throughout my journey. They're especially important for manifesting and changing, transforming your whole life. So it's going to include my experience as well, but it's going to go more in depth and in order since it's written on what you kind of need to do and work on in order to see all the great that's supposed to happen in your life. And please remember, you deserve everything you wish for in life. You truly do. And I want you to know that, like, I don't want anybody to think that, oh, you know, this happened to better people, or that cannot happen to me because A, B, C, D, F, G. No matter what background you are, no matter where you're coming from, no matter what race you are, no matter what age you are, no matter where you're from, what you're doing, who you are, you can achieve anything you want, your heart wants, your soul wants, and you deserve it. You deserve it so much. And when you allow yourself that you deserve everything you're asking for, that's gonna help you too. So if you want, you can purchase the ebook in more detail with my experience, and I just hope this video was a little helpful for somebody. If there is a topic that you would love for me to talk more, I can definitely do another video. I literally feel like a YouTuber right now. That's not how it's supposed to go. I'm not supposed to go, but if there's anything else that I can speak more about, I would love to do it, because if you're genuinely interested, that means the world, and I'm always here and open to helping others about the things that I already found out. And you know, if there is definitely a lot of things I wish I knew sooner, so if I can provide that for somebody, that's absolutely amazing. So bye.